Hey everybody, this is Dr. Cohn. I wanted to do a video on what is applied kinesiology. That's something that I have to explain to everybody when they come in if they're unfamiliar with applied kinesiology. So I thought I'd just make a video so that people who are interested, people around the world or around the Dallas area can see a little video with my particular explanation of what is applied kinesiology. Applied kinesiology is a way of testing a muscle response, and I like to say it's more of a way of checking a muscle to get a nervous system response. So what happens is when a patient comes into my office, you can do this seated, but more often I like it to happen when a person's lying down. It's just more comfortable for the patient, more comfortable for me. So the patient will lie down on a testing table and they'll hold their arm up just in a straight manner. And what I'll do is I'll push on the arm and check to see if they have some resistance to the arm. Now, it's not a full arm wrestling type of push. It's not like lifting weights or you're fighting to try to really life and death struggle. It's just a medium, like kind of, is there a lock to the arm? So it is called muscle testing as an affectionate short little abbreviation for what you're doing. Some doctors, say, oh, I do muscle testing, or my chiropractor does muscle testing, or my dentist did some muscle testing. So it's also known affectionately as that. But if you remember one thing, remember that it's nervous system response testing through a muscle. So why would you push on the arm? You're pushing on the arm to see if the brain is paying attention, because you can't have some strength to the arm if your brain is like looking out the window, or oh, a squirrel or something, or distracted. So if your brain is distracted, the resistance on the arm is different. It is weaker. It gets shaky. It's the oddest thing, but the arm gets shaky even though you're trying to do the same type of push when your brain is distracted. Now, I use the example of what if you were lying on the table and you're lying down with your arm up and I'm pushing on your arm, and someone comes in and starts tickling your foot. It would be hard to concentrate if you're ticklish. So someone's tickling your foot and I'm saying, hey, pay attention, don't let me push on your arm. It's too difficult. So what would happen is the arm gets shaky, not because you have a weak arm, not because you're tired, but because your brain is distracted by what's happening with your foot. So taking it kind of a step further is, what if you just really badly hurt your knee the day before? And then you come into my office and I say, lie down on my table and I'm going to push on your arm at the same time as I, pat your knee. So if I'm patting your knee or putting my hand on your knee, which is swollen and painful, if I touch a spot that's irritated, hurt, what will happen is the brain has some alarm bells going off. When those alarm bells are going off, it's signaling the survival part of your brain. Do I need to move? An injured part of my body is getting some stimulation. Maybe I need to move. Maybe I need to do something to, protect myself. So when those alarm bells are going off with the stimulus, it's hard for your brain to concentrate on the pushing on your arm. So what will happen is, if I'm touching that knee, the arm gets shaky. And again, it's like, wow, that's odd. I'm really trying to resist with my arm just like before, but when you're touching my knee, in theory, it gets really shaky. So if you're touching an area that's really injured, the response of the brain is, I don't like you contacting that area, can't focus on this arm push. And we'll take it one level further. If you have some stress with, say, the liver, and you start to do some compression of the ribs there over the liver, what we'll find is the nervous system responds to, like, hey, I don't like it when you're putting pressure there. And if there is some stress on the liver, what will happen is you'll see a response with the arm. The arm gets kind of shaky. So with this technique, you can map out areas that have a normal response. Normal response, remember, is the arm stays strong. And what areas kind of have a shaky arm response, which indicates, hey, that's not normal. Why is it getting a shaky response? What anatomy are we over? Are we over the heart? Are we over the thyroid gland? Are we pressing on a tooth? Are we contacting an eye? So we can check a lot of different areas on the body, bones, the spine, the head, behind the ear, all sorts of places. And the areas that get kind of a shaky arm response are a clue. Hey, there's something going on there. So we can direct therapy at the area that's giving a response. And the areas that do not give a response, we can leave alone because they probably don't need attention. So it's a way of filtering out what we need to focus on. So you can go more in depth. You can start doing more things. You can dig and use this technique to do other stuff. But I'm going to leave it at that. That's a very in a nutshell, getting some feedback from the brain. So another thing is if you do something to support the body with some nutrition or a structural help, chiropractic manipulation, if you do some acupuncture, or if you were to drink some water, or you were to take some supplements over some time, or maybe there's some emotional stress that you resolved. So if you do something and then later you check that same area, you do some pressure and it does not go weak, that is also a general sign that you're making progress. So from going from a weak response to a strong response, that's an indication of healing happening. So in a nutshell, that's what applied kinesiology is, and I can get into some more details of it in a further video, but I wanted to give an overview. People may be wondering, what is applied kinesiology? So applied kinesiology, again, an overview is it's a testing technique to help doctors to know, what do we do? There's a lot of options. So it's trying to help know, where do we work? Maybe what type of therapy do we do? What do we not need to worry about? What do we focus on? So it's a testing technique, and I just find it extremely helpful. Really helps with some of the difficult cases to find out where the problem is coming from, what's behind it. It helps pull back the curtain so that I can look and say, oh, your thyroid gland is behind all your spine pain, or your heart is behind your hand pain, or your liver is behind your right knee pain. So it really is awesome. I love it, and I'll talk some more about it. Don't want to overload you with too long a video, but that's in a nutshell what applied kinesiology is, or what is muscle testing. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me grow my channel. Also, if you subscribe, that'll give you little alerts when I do another video. That also helps grow my channel and reach more people, or help people find me for more health information. So I'd appreciate it. Thanks a lot. I'll see you on another video.